Hey guys, so I wanted to share a little bit about some of the gear that I use. People have been telling me for a while now that I should share some of the gear and how I use it. And in the past I've been a little reluctant to get into all the gear talk and stuff for my own personal reasons, but you know, I guess it could help someone, maybe make a decision, maybe keep them from making a bad purchase. But what I wanted to just tell you guys or talk about a little bit was this mixer. This is the Allen Heath Q32 mixer. It comes in the 16, 24, and 32. It has a lot of features. Really advanced stuff for a home studio. Everything you can do internally, so you actually don't even really need anything other than input cables. So this thing does USB audio, so it's an audio interface along with the mixer. So it works in standalone, but it also is a 34 track input for your DAW. And I've got most of them filled up with gear. And so I'll just tell you a little bit about it, because I don't really know where to start. So I got them stereo paired. I've got Prophet 6 on these two, on 1 and 2. I got the Rev 2. I got the Digitone, the DeepMind, the OP1, the Mini Nova on these two, the Sledge on these two. That's an open track. That's my Mpc X. These are all Mpc X. This is 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. I mainly use 1 and 2 though. These I may just put with other gear. This is my looper track. So this track right here works pretty cool. The way I have this set up is, I'll talk about that in a second. So I got my microphone here. These are open. This one's open. That's my microphone. So these two are actually the looper track. That's my microphone. This one's open. This is my metronome. And then these are my outputs from Ableton. So the metronome is assigned to track number 30 in Ableton. And these two are the looper tracks in Ableton. All right, so how this works is, so mix 1 is actually empty. Okay, mix 2 is empty. Mix 3 goes to my i2 over here. That's a Presonus i2, and here's the mix cable. It goes straight into the i2 and is plugged into the wall. And then it goes out of the i2 along the back, along the floor, into this really long cable, straight into this little device called the U control by Behringer. It's a little USB interface. It's got inputs. It's got outputs. It's actually got an optical drive, or whatever you want to call it. Is it an optical? Yeah, optical. Headphone and level. And then it goes USB into this camera connection kit. And this thing just plugs straight into your iOS device. And with the iOS camera and your U control, you get pretty decent audio to go with your iOS camera to shoot your videos. Mix 4 is for the looper in Ableton. And as you can see on the input routings for channel 25, it says mix 4. So really, channel 25 is an input for mix number 4. And this track, number 25, is set up to go to Ableton. Yeah, and I have it set up here already. I can show you. See here, it says 25. That's track number 25. Okay, right here. 25. Okay. That corresponds to this. Record, overdub, play, stop, and these are beat repeats. So anything that right now is played by the OP1 goes back into the looper so that I can loop it. And then I can beat repeat it or add effects or whatever. Okay, so yeah, so that, I mean, that's how that works. And I also have the MPC. The MPC is set up on 5 and 6, on mix 5 and 6. So anything I play, like right now, let's see. Okay, so I got the sledge. Right now, the sledge. So let me turn this down. So if I go into the sampler, see the sledge. Okay, now if I slide this back down, nothing. So okay, so no matter what I play, so if I want to play the deep mind, I'm going to slide the deep mind up. So that's how I get audio into my MPC really quickly. And I can use the looper in the MPC or whatever. I also got the microphone here. So if I want to, there you go. So microphone, I can record audio or whatever straight into the MPC like that. So that's a little bit about the mix section. Now this thing does have Wi-Fi. So it's got this thing right here, this little router that I got at Walmart. It's like 30 bucks. And it has an Ethernet port in the back. So you can have your iPad control these. Let's see, I'm gonna move 23 and 24. And I'm gonna go ahead. It also has touchscreen, so you can, like, you know, move stuff. Go over here and select these different things. You know, the learning curve on it, especially because it's a USB mixer interface, it's a little bit to get through the learning process. Just trying to wrap your mind around how the USB gets into the DAW and then back out. But let's just say it has 32 inputs. With USB mixer face, as they call them, which is a really weird term, you have to decide which tracks are going to be USB and which tracks are going to be audio inputs. I have 2 return tracks. These are my 2 return tracks. Everything else is input. This is my looper track that goes to Ableton. Everything else are inputs. I can record audio tracks into my DAW where I can record it. Then I can actually send it back out of the DAW through USB back onto the board. So I can have all of the tracks in my DAW all laid out here from Ableton and mix them in real time. So it also has a bunch of groups and effects channels, and it has all these different scenes. And hit yes, it's gonna change my faders. All right, anyway. Yeah, so I know how to route all this stuff, and there are smaller versions. I would recommend purchasing this because it is such a great mixer. I really haven't had any problems with it at all. I also would like to tell people to share your knowledge, and don't be afraid to give someone your secrets. Believe in yourself, and you know, it's not what you know, it's how you use your knowledge. So you can tell someone exactly what you do, and they still won't be able to do it like you do it. So believe in yourself, share your knowledge, help people out. I'm gonna do some more of these gear videos. So yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about how this thing works and how I use it, and why it fits exactly what I do. I send a lot of different mixes to a lot of different places. I like to have multiple routings, and I like to be able to do things different ways so that I don't get bored. So if you found this helpful, please like and subscribe. I appreciate it a lot. Please look out for Rat Bags Music Group. We're just a ragtag group that are all just pulling for each other and helping each other out. So you know, you can find me on Facebook at I Will Create, just like the YouTube, and then on Instagram, also I Will Create. So if you have any questions or anything about the Q series, I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have, or about any of the gear that I have. I got a bunch of analog stuff. If you need help routing things, if you need help, you know, finding a mixer of your own, you know, you're not sure what to buy, I've helped people pick out mixers and set them up. So just get in touch. Just get in touch with me somehow, some way, and I will do my best to get back to you, and so we can get connected. If you want to work together with some music, and you know, you want to like collaborate, I use Google Drive. I make sample packs. I'd love to work with you, so don't be afraid to reach out. So my name is Will, and just hit me up. You can hit me up at WILLMCE36@gmail. If you want to send me an email, or just leave a message in a comment and I'll see it. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful to somebody. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this down, and maybe I'll do some more gear videos. Rat bags.